Hello learners. In this video, we are going to discuss about judiciary, and I am a faculty member of Bidwan classes. I welcome you all to this virtual segment. Okay, so this video, we are going to discuss about the mean of judiciary and what is the importance of judiciary and why judiciary is given at that such importance in our democratic nation. Okay, so let's start with the definition. Okay, so if we define judiciary, then judiciary is a system of court which interpret and applies the laws in the name of the state. So judiciary means just a system of court. If we confine all the court in a single manner, then we call it as a judiciary. And main work of this judiciary is to apply the laws in the name of state. So it apply the law in our nation. Okay, then that is the mean of judiciary. And another one is the mechanism for the resolution of dispute. Another one main thing is it resolve disputes among the citizens, among the in between a nation and or we can say that the state and the citizen, and in between citizens. Okay, then if we consider about the importance of judiciary, then it is come about the Constitution of India secure justice to all. Okay, in our Constitution, it is clearly mentioned that everyone should have equal right to get justice. Okay, and all its citizens, apart from securing liberty, equality, and promoting fraternity, the Supreme Court plays an important role of safeguarding the fundamental right. So this one is the most important work of Supreme Court, or we can say that the judiciary. So judiciary's main function is to protect the fundamental right of every citizen. Okay, so protect the fundamental right of every citizen and also provide fair justice to all. So these things are the importance of judiciary. Okay, so simply you can say that importance of judiciary is to secure the fundamental right of citizens and to provide fair justice to all. Okay, then if we consider about the independence of judiciary, in a democratic government, we need an independent judiciary. We have our organs, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. These two organs are complementary to each other, and in case of judiciary, judiciary is independent from legislature and executive. So why judiciary is always independent from these two organs? So let us discuss. So it means the branches of the government, namely the executive and the legislature, does not interfere with the judiciary's functions. So these two organs of government doesn't interfere with judiciary's performance or judiciary's functions. So that's why, so judges can perform their duties without the fear or favor. Main mean to independence our judiciary is that without fear and favor, judiciary or judges can perform their duties. So that's why in our democratic nation or a democratic country, we have independent judiciary. Okay, then if we consider about structure of our judiciary in our nation, we have structured like this, that is Supreme Court at the top level, then below Supreme Court we have a High Court, then High Court or lower courts are subordinating to the High Courts. So this one is the structure of our judiciary. So let's talk about. So India has a single integrated judiciary. This, if we collide all these things or confine all these things, then we call it as integrated judiciary or integrated judicial system. So judiciary in India has a pyramidal structure. So we can say that, so this one is our pyramidal structure. Okay, so this one is our pyramidal structure. pyramidal structure of judiciary. Then Supreme Court at the top and High Court are below the Supreme Court, and below them are the district and subordinate courts. So these lower courts are otherwise called as subordinate courts and what? District courts. Okay. So the lower court functions under the direction and superintendence of the high courts. So these lower courts are controlled by or supervised by the High Court and Supreme Court. Okay. Then, apart from these structures or these three types of judiciaries or the parts of judiciary, we have another two branches of our legal system. So one is our criminal law, another one is civil law. So if we talk about criminal law, then if someone commit with a crime, then it is called as criminal law. Then what is civil law? Civil law deals with the dispute over the violation of the fundamental right of a citizen. So if fundamental right of a citizen hampered by anyone, then we consider that under civil law. So clear? Then if we talk about role and function of the judiciary. So here we have listed some roles and functions of our judiciary. So first, if we talk about primary role is administration of justice. So main work or main function and role of judiciary is to administrate justice, to provide justice to all. So that one is the primary role of judiciary. Then it guide the constitution. We can say that Supreme Court or judiciary is guardian of constitution. It supervises whether the rules or the articles or the regulations are properly followed or not. Then it protects the fundamental right of every citizen. The primary role of Supreme Court is to protect the fundamental right of every citizen. So under Article 32, we have judicial reviews or judicial review, you can say. So if anyone or if any law or regulations, if fundamental or a fundamental right is violated by any citizen or any state or any such institutions, then we have that much of right to approach directly to the Supreme Court. So that is the main work or work of original jurisdiction of Supreme Court, to protect the fundamental right of every citizen. Then it supervise functions. So in our last slide, we discussed that lower courts are supervised by the higher courts. So that one is the supervisory jurisdiction or supervisory function of our judiciary. Okay. Then advisory function. Advisory function. In case of during formulation or enactation of some rule and regulations, so president can ask some advisory jurisdiction or ask some advice to the Supreme Court. So that one is the advisory function of judiciary. Or Supreme Court have that much of right or duty to advise our president during enacting or formulating some rule and regulations. Then, and it also act as a special role in federation. So we have federal government. Our government is federal government. In our nation, we adopted federal government. So what is the meaning of federal government? Federal government is nothing but existence of more than one level of government. One level of government. Okay. So in our nation, we have more than one level of government, that is center, and below that we have states. Okay. So this form of government is called federal structure or federal government. So if any rights of states are violated by the center, or if any disputes arise in between center and state, then Supreme Court interfere and act its special role in this federation. So that is the importance of or the role and functions of our judiciary. Okay. Then if we conclude, then judiciary is the government's backbone. government's backbone is judiciary. So since it is a sole institution that can control and pronounce judgment when there is a conflict between the center and the state. So if there is a conflict or a dispute between center and the state, then judiciary can resolve all these disputes. And between state and the citizen, if there is a conflict between state and citizen, then it also act as a what? Dispute resolution. Then between the states, so that's why the judiciary decisions are binding on all parties involved, whether they be citizen or the government. So if a judgment is given by the Supreme Court or the judiciary, you can say, then the judgment is binding on all party. Those parties are involved in the disputes. Okay, so that's all for today, and in our next video, we will definitely come with a new topic. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So these things are motivate to us. So please like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.